Hello again, Honky Tonks. This will make you laugh. Have you ever heard of the hate monster? No, we're quite safe here in England. I don't think it exists in Wales, though it probably will, knowing the political landscape there. But the hate monster exists only in Scotland at the moment. You have more chance of bumping into the Loch Ness monster than you do the hate monster. Now, the hate monster is the brainchild of Hamza Useless, or Hamas Useless, the unelected Scottish First Minister. It was him also that came up with the hate speech or hate crime bill, which I believe will soon be in force all over Scotland, which means anything you say that's deemed offensive by anyone will be used against you, and you could face up to 7 years in prison or a couple of £1,000 fine, or both. Of course, what the hell is hate speech anyway? Hate speech is something that the Luftwaffe dream up of when they don't like what you're saying. Anything, could be anything. You've got to be careful in Scotland now. Not even your own house. Someone under your roof doesn't like what you say, innocent conversation, they will report you to the police. They will come a knocking, and that's it, it's all over. Now, this hate monster concept is just ridiculous. It really is just ridiculous. But before that, what is it with the Scots, right? Why have they allowed this man to effectively rule over them? Why, after centuries of crying about wanting to be free and independent, they want to be part of the EU? They want to be told by people who weren't elected in Brussels. That's what the EU is. They want that. But you can't have that and independence and freedom and all that Braveheart shite, can you? You can't have everything. But that's the SNP for you. It's the SNP who put Hamza Useless where he is. They had to, because Nicola Sturgeon is corrupt. There's missing money. And that's the thing with socialists. They're very benevolent with other people's money, aren't they? Now, that money went missing. Nicola Sturgeon is alleged to have something to do with it. I reckon she does. Guilty as sin. Why resign otherwise? And now Hamza Useless has gone over his own ministers and sent a couple of £100,000 to Gaza without asking other people's money. And not content with taking the Scottish people's money, they want to take away their freedom of speech as well. Hence this latest condescending campaign by Hamza Useless and the Scottish police. Here it is. The hate monster. There's even a little cartoon there of what it might look like. Now, you might find it ironic, I certainly do, that the person who came up with this, and if you read it, it's laughable. Hamza Useless gave one of the most racist speeches ever. One of the most racist political speeches of all time in Scotland, where he didn't like the fact that institutions there were too white, as he said it. Too many white people everywhere in a predominantly white country, which has been predominantly white for centuries. And yet he stood there and gave that speech, and in doing so, he broke his own hate speech law, didn't he? Didn't the hate monster possess him when he wrote and gave that speech? I reckon it did. The only hate monster in Scotland is Hamza Useless himself. What a hateful, untrustworthy individual he is. Now, the wording of this hate monster bollocks is also concerning. Guess who it targets? That's right, you've guessed it, Caucasians. It says the hate monster deals with people who are predominantly young males between 18 to 30 for some reason. That's specific, isn't it? Only people between those ages can be hateful, which we know to be untrue. It's such a bollocks. This whole thing's bollocks. And also, I've written this down, combined with ideas of white male entitlement. Why white male entitlement? What is white male entitlement? As a white male myself, everything I have, I've worked my bollocks for. I have been entitled to absolutely sod all my life. So where the hell was my white privilege and entitlement? I've never thought that I've been entitled to anything more than anyone else because of my skin colour. I know there are other demographics who do, and they get away with doing it and saying such stuff. Why? Hamza Useless giving that everything's too white speech showed his privilege. Police didn't come knocking on his door. Scottish police didn't feel his collar. Why? Because he'd have pulled the race card, that's why. So look at this hate monster nonsense and just laugh at it. I have seen more hate, and the lefties in general, than anyone else. The hate spewed by these people are monumental. I've experienced it. I've had hate come my way. They've rang my previous place of work to get me sacked. Didn't work. They doxed me. All sorts. They posted hateful photos of my other half saying the most degrading sexual stuff about her. And this turd was a lefty, is a lefty. That's what he did. A proud lefty. So I think people on the right have experienced more hate against us than people like Hamza Useless on the left. Why didn't Hamza Useless spend time behind bars for what he did? Because as far as I'm concerned, his speech was far more hateful than what Sam Melia did with those stickers. They were just thoughts put on paper at the end of the day. But Hamza Useless's speech was far more insidious. It had hate behind it. He didn't like the fact there were white people where they shouldn't be, in his opinion. And he got away with it, didn't he? They all get away with it. Why? Why is that? Hate swings both ways, the same as racism. So there we go. The hate monster in Scotland is not here, is he? What was that noise? Was that the hate monster? No. That was a sheep. Careful, I'm Welsh. And there we go. I'm past 49. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, Roger Trout.